Welcome to part 82 of Maryland's Pokemon Diamond Adventure. Alright, now that I've become the champion, it's time to head downstairs and see what's going on. Devin, Barry came looking for you a little while ago. I don't know what it was about, but he was shouting about you needing to get on a ship at Snow Point City. You know how impatient he is. He was gone before I could ask. Anyway, how's it going, kid? Is your project with Professor Rowan coming along? Oh man, I think I've made him wait for a while. Something like 12 years. Oh man, I'm gonna owe him so much money. Alright, unfortunately I don't have access to fly, so I'm gonna have to run back over to Sandgem Town. Alright, so like I said, I didn't have access to a PC or flying Pokemon, so we're gonna put Psych away for just a moment, and we're gonna pick up Sweet Ride, my dedicated flying Pokemon. Because we're going to need to do a little bit of traveling. Now, I'm not going to actually visit Barry for a little bit. I have some things I need to do first. So let's get those out of the way. First things first, something definitely needs to change about this team. So let me go ahead and fly, and I'm going to make something right. All right, we're back in Eterna City, and we need to talk to the name rater. All right, you need to rate this name because I don't think it's so great. No, it's not a decent nickname at all. These are better times now, and slavery has no place in this world whatsoever. So let's fix this for you. HM Buddy. Much better, much better. You know, it's weird. That's just kind of the term for them from back in the day, and you know, thankfully times have change. People are a little bit more aware of things, so yeah, you know what? It's time for a change. Okay, next up. Want to see something cool? Want to see something that Nintendo doesn't even want you to know about right now? Okay, I'm going to show you the Pokemon Arceus, or Arceus, and how to get it. This is Pokemon number 493 in the National Dex. The last of all of them. How you get it? Well, you'd get it from the mystery gift. They just give it to you. You don't have to go anywhere special. You just get it at level 100. It's not like you have to climb the spear pillar or anything like that. It's not like they would have ever released some item that would let you visit it. No, I think that's just your imagination. This is, of course, how you get Arceus. Yeah. Okay, so I actually do need to be back in Sandgem Town, because before I go over to Snow Point, there's somewhere else I want to go that actually I could have gone way earlier on, as soon as I could surf. But it really wasn't necessary to. There was a TM that was available over there, but beyond that, you really don't get much until you've beaten the game. So, I'm gonna head down to the PAL Park. Yeah, this is something that opens up after you've beaten the game, and it's what you can use to transfer your Pokemon from previous generations, because not every Pokemon is available natively in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. There are a few trainers and Pokemon in the area. They shouldn't be too difficult, especially at this point in the game, because again, you can't actually visit this place earlier on if you feel so inclined. Anyway, I'm gonna make my way over there. I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so there we go. Like I showed, there's TM81 X Scissor that can be found on Route 221 here. So here's the PAL Park, but it's not open yet. Yeah, unfortunately, you need to have seen all of the Pokemon in the Pokédex in order to get the National Dex upgrade. Now, I have 148 out of 150 that we need. You can usually do this if you've seen or fought every trainer. So yeah, as you can see here, I need Riolu and then number 114. I wonder what that could be. Now, on top of that, there's another one that's missing because... How did this get here? Yeah, so there is a Manaphy that may or may not be in my box. You don't need Manaphy. You only need the 150 Pokemon. So we need to see Palkia as well as number 114. And we also need to get Riolu. Now, I have an egg for Riolu, so that shouldn't be a problem. We can just go ahead and hatch that. And then I also have no one with Fly. This is going to be a long journey home. Alright, so I'm back at the PC, and here is the egg that I got from Riley way back. Like, what? 14 years ago? Almost 14 years ago. So a very long time. This egg must have been kept in a pretty good freezer or something. So let's go ahead and put Checkmate away for right now. And I'm going to bring along Sweet Ride as well. Guess we'll get rid of you, Psych. I'm sorry, but there's a few other things I need to do in order to get that Pokédex upgrade and then visit the PAL Park. So, as I mentioned, we need to hatch this egg. We need number 114, and then we also need to get either Dialga or Palkia, depending on which version you're playing. Now, I have, seen Dialga, because this is Diamond. But if you're playing Pearl, you'll have that opposite problem. You'll need to see Dialga. So, first, let's go get Pokemon number 114. This one surprisingly stumps a lot of people because they don't really do a lot of exploring, and I don't even know how clearly it's marked on the map. But yeah, all you need to do is just go to Solaceon Town and go over to this cave that's right over here on the eastern edge of it, and that is the Solaceon Ruins. And then inside of here, you'll find a lot of alphabet soup. There are a few items and things in here, but we don't really need those right now because all we need is just to see one of these. Yeah, there's an unknown. You don't even need to catch it. Remember, you only need to see all of the Pokemon in the Sinnoh region. Oh, this isn't good. No, Sweet Ride! Okay, and as you can see, now we're at 149, so that is indeed number 114. I'll prove it for you. Yep, right there. You'd be surprised at how many people don't realize this. Alright, next up, we need to hatch Riolu. Psst, Marriland. Hey, Marriland. You know you can have longer than 11-minute videos, right? Wait, what? Really? Yeah, they changed that, like, a long time ago. Oh, cool. Well, let's get going. How to hatch eggs? Well, just ride back and forth. This is actually a pretty good spot here in Solaceon Town. This is, of course, the home to the Pokemon daycare anyway, so you can drop off eggs there. And there's a nice stretch of land here that you can just ride up and down with your bike. If you have one of the many Fire-type Pokemon in Sinnoh, well, you might be able to hatch eggs faster with one of the abilities, Magma Armor or Flame Body, but, you're probably not going to run into one of those. They actually are available later. There are Pokemon that are Fire-type outside of the Sinnoh Dex that you can find somewhere in the post-game area. But unfortunately, I don't have one of those handy. You'd want to look for things like Macargo. That's the main thing I'm talking about. But, of course, if you're playing this just by yourself, without any trading or interacting, you're not really going to have access to that just yet. So just do it the old-fashioned way and just ride up and down, and eventually it'll hatch. Alright, it's finally hatching. After 14 years. It's a little Riolu! Little baby Lucario. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, let's drop this thing off, and then we're gonna get the last Pokemon I need for the Pokédex. Oh yeah, I probably should mention, I didn't realize this until later, but there is somewhere that you can actually find a Riolu. This guy in the basement of the Orberg Gate, he has a Riolu on his team. You only need to have Surf and Rock Smash in order to get him. There's an item you can get there later on too if you have Strength. But yeah, you can actually just see a Riolu in this guy's team. You don't need to hatch one, and this is probably a little easier to get than hatching it. Alright, so we need to go to Celestic Town. This is the place that holds the information we need on the last Pokemon for the Pokédex. At least if you've been following along. Hopefully you have. I mean, you know, if you've been following this guide since it started 14 years ago and fought all the trainers, you should have no problem getting everything here. But yeah, you can see this old book here, and that kind of tells you a little bit about stuff. I think this is about the Lake Trio. But if you talk to the Elder here, there's another book, and this has a picture of Palkia if you're playing Pokemon Diamond. Otherwise, it has a picture of Dialga if you're playing Pokemon Pearl. But that counts as seeing the Pokemon, so now we've seen, well, the 150 that are necessary. Manaphy is not necessary in order to complete the Pokédex, but yeah, you do need to see Dialga, Palkia, and all of the others that were shown throughout the series. So again, a good way to find all of the Pokemon for your decks is to fight all of the trainers. You don't technically need to fight all of them, but if you do that, you're pretty much guaranteed to get all of them except for the ones I showed you just now. Okay, so let's head back to Sandgem Town because we need to get this Pokédex powered up. Rowan!
Ah, Devin, you've come to show me your progress on the Pokédex. So you've seen 151 Pokemon. Bravo, Devin! You've recorded all the Pokemon of Sinnoh in your Pokédex. This will help immeasurably with my studies on Pokemon evolution.
Greetings, Professor Rowan. It's been a very long time. I'll tell you, Sinnoh certainly is a long trip from Kanto. Of course, if it means meeting new Pokemon, there's no distance too great for the likes of us to travel.
Oh, if it isn't my old colleague, Professor Oak. I should have expected as much from the world's authority on Pokemon. We always used to joke, where there are Pokemon, you'll find Oak. It's good to see that hasn't changed one bit. Professor Oak, let me introduce you to my young assistant. This youngster has filled every page of the Sinnoh Pokédex for me.
Ah, well, very glad to meet you. As you've heard, my name is Oak. I've been hearing a great deal about you from Professor Rowan lately. He's been exuberant in praise about a fantastic young trainer. I see that you live up to, no, that you've surpassed his praise. You've also got an impeccable sense of timing. You see, I had an errand to run for Professor Rowan on my visit here. He'd asked me to bring the data for the National Pokédex, you see. So since you're here, let me upgrade your Pokédex with the National mode. After all, there are many kinds of Pokemon in this world of ours. Alright, I got the National Dex. Nice. I'm afraid it won't be easy to complete the National Pokédex. However, I'm sure you will make an honest attempt on our behalf.
Have no fear, Devin will get the job done.
No, I won't. By the way, Professor Oak, what compelled you to visit this region? Ah, yes, I heard that the PAL Park is now open. Oh man, I was just there. If I remember correctly, it's at the end of Route 221. The PAL Park has a special system that attracts every imaginable kind of Pokemon from every region. I've come to make certain that system is operating properly. Devin, you should make an effort to visit the PAL Park too. Oops, I'll be late for my meeting if I don't get going. Okay, it was a pleasure seeing the both of you. Bye now.
Off he goes, as busy as ever. Now, Devin, I have a gift here as your reward for completing the Sinnoh Dex.
The Poké Radar, nice.
That's the Pokemon Radar, or just Poké Radar for short. Use it and it will indicate grass patches where Pokemon are lurking. I prepared that to help my field assistants put together the Sinnoh Pokédex, but you took care of that. I'm sure it'll be useful for your goal of filling the National Dex.
Indeed, yeah, you can use that, and it will cause some grass to shake nearby, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of things you can do with that, actually. It can't even be used for shiny hunting, which, I don't know, maybe I'll show someday. I definitely want to, because it's a fun method. Oh, you need to walk a certain amount of steps. Okay, so let's see this thing in action now. So when you use it, it will cause some of the patches of grass to shake nearby. Now there is a rhythm to this, there is a pattern, there's a method, there's some cool things you can do with it, but there are some Pokemon that you can only find by using the Poké Radar, so it may very well be worth your while to use this and go back to previous areas. Alright, so speaking of previous areas, I think it will be good to go to the PAL Park, but at the same time, I feel like we've gotten enough done today, tying up some loose ends and filling out this Pokédex. And just as a reminder, you do only need to have seen 150. In fact, if you visit when you've seen 150, but, you know, one of those was Manaphy, you still need to see the rest. So you need to see numbers 1 through 150. Whether you have Manaphy or not is irrelevant to that. But yeah, anyway, that pretty much covers that. So we'll check out the PAL Park next time.